Welcome everybody to episode 320 of the effing title. I'm Big Husky. And today, I don't have DeNutte. DeNutte is moving. So with DeNutte moving, I decided, let me ask someone else. And that person is also moving. And then I asked someone else. And then I realized that it was Labor Day. So that person was out doing Labor Day stuff. So with that being said, I decided, we're not going to ask anymore. We're just going to do a solo. We're going solo. We're going solo dolo today. And as you can tell from the background, it's a magic day. We're doing a solo magic podcast, and I was like, I was trying to think of something to do magic wise, talk about, and I was like, what would be fun? I haven't done this in a hot minute, right? So I was like, what would be fun? Let's do an old school tier list. So I went on to tiermaker.com and I found three tier lists that I thought would be kind of cool to do. So the first one is set rankings from 2023 to 2025. Okay? So that is the first one we're going to get into right here. Set rankings from 23 to 2025. You can't see any of the things. You can't see the different stuff. I'm saving all of that so you guys are completely in the dark. Unless you guys know, you'll see when I start talking about it. But the first one off the bat, right off the rip, we're going straight D tier. It's Aether Drift. I don't think I need to say much about this. This is the Hot Wheels set. It was spanned over like 3 different planes. It felt very just bleh, right? There was nothing really fun about the set, it felt like. I don't know a whole lot of people that say like, hey, Aether Drift's my favorite set. Whereas there's another one down here that I'm already looking at on my screen that is a really bad set. But I know people like it. Aether Drift, though, I haven't heard a whole lot of people say they like it. I know there are some decently strong cards in there and some commander cards that people like. But for me personally, and this is a me personally ranking list, Aether Drift is very meh at best, right? Next up, gonna be an interesting one. I don't think people will agree with me on this. I'm gonna go Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed was, I thought, a fun set. Mainly just because I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan. If you're not an Assassin's Creed fan, then you're not going to really care, right? However, with that being said, I liked Assassin's Creed simply because, like I said, I played the games. Everyone has their favorite assassin, whether it be Jacob, Jacob Kenway, Altair, Shay Cormac, right? There's something in the set for you, or some sort of card that you're going to look at and be like, oh, that's kind of cool. I like that, right? For me personally, I'm going to be building a Lydia and Jacob Fry deck. Really fun idea. Really bad concept by me, because I'm trying to use only cards from Assassin's Creed, and there's not enough. So I'm going to have to try to figure out some way to bougie my way around this. But Assassin's Creed, though, for me, is a B tier. The thing that I think it hurt a lot of us was, I think everyone will agree, really cool idea. A mini set. However, beyond boosters, 7-card booster packs. Yeah, no one liked that. And I agree. Oh, we shouldn't have. It was kind of bullshit. So, especially after one of the other things that's coming up here eventually. Yeah, I couldn't believe that they did it. And it's, yeah. Next is our first A tier. I was originally going to put this in S when I first started thinking about this, and I started just visually seeing this list. I was going to put this in S, and now that I've thought about it a little bit more, I'm no longer putting it S. I'm backing it off of S. We are going to go Bloomborough to A. Now I'm going to give you guys the exact reason why, okay? Bloomborough to A is for one simple reason and one simple reason alone. For me, I'm an old school Magic player. I like block sets. I've always loved block sets. I have talked on multiple occasions how much I love block sets. I got this from a fat pack when I was like 13. Like maybe 13, I don't fully remember. But when I was a kid, right? When I first started playing, I bought a fat pack. They used to come with books, and this was Odyssey. This was my very first ever set. And it was Odyssey. It was Odyssey, Torment, and Judgment, I think, with a 3. If I remember correctly. Boom, boom, boom. I know Scourge was in there as well at some point. But Odyssey was my favorite, is my favorite. Kamal is my favorite card of all time. Favorite character in Magic history of all time. With that being said, I think Bloomborough would have benefited massively from being a 2 block set. simply just because there's a lot of world building that they could have done. There was a lot more they could have added in there. The massive tribal set that we have all been waiting for. And when it released, it felt kind of like a letdown, and also it got immediately pushed out the door by Duskworn. And I want to say there was another thing that I got pushed out the door by, but I've been trying to think about it while looking at this list, and I genuinely can't wrap my head around what it was. If you guys remember, let me know down in the comments down below. But the release, the way that things are releasing right now is ruining the sets that we have. We have Tarkir Dragonstorm, which got ruined by Fantasy, which then we had Edge of Eternities, which is currently being ruined by Spider-Man, and Avatar at the same time, and none of them are out. So we're kind of getting into this weird loop of, like, they release an in-universe set, and then that in-universe set is immediately being ruined, either ruined or pushed out the door very quickly by the next in-universe or by a Universe Beyond set. So for me, though, Bloomborough is A tier. It is a fantastic set. However, though, I would love to have seen a 2-set thing where we do Bloomborough in 2 sets. I think that would have been a lot cooler than just a 1 set. I'm going to do 2 for this next one because they kind of fit the same theme. And that's going to be Commander Masters and Modern Horizons 3. And I'm going to sound like a little bit of a hypocrite here in a little bit, but it is what it is. I don't care about either one of these sets. Any sort of set like this, where it's a compilation of cards being re-released and they do it like every couple years. Like, this is Modern Horizons 3 because we had Modern Horizons and Modern Horizon 2, and it's all cards to help Commander, and this is just literally just Commander cards. And, like, I hate anything like this. This is a massive me thing, right? I hate anything like this. So, for me, I'm not a fan. Don't really care. And I think that this is just another thing that they release that is literally doesn't do anything for the story. It doesn't do anything for actual real cards. The only thing it does is it might help the price of reprints. Outside of that, though, I don't see much here. That's just, then, like I said, that's just me. Next one is Universes Beyond. It's one that I know a lot of people were excited about. I didn't really care too much because I'm not a huge fan of it. It's Doctor Who. I'm going to put it in C tier. Simply because I don't hear a whole lot talked about it. It seems like still, like to this day. Doctor Who is a fantastic series. It's been going on forever. I still remember my uncle telling me stories about when, my Uncle 80, telling me stories about when him and my mom used to watch it, and they used to hide behind the couch when the Daleks came out, because of course this is way back in the day when it first happened, right? So seeing the Daleks, seeing all those different things, seeing all the Doctors, really cool, really nostalgia-ish. But for me personally, I'm good. The next one, I'm gonna put in. Oh God, where do I put this? You know, I'm gonna put this in B tier. I'm gonna put Duskmourn in B tier. Duskmourn, I'm gonna go B tier. I liked Duskmourn. I thought it was an interesting set. Is there a lot of cards in it that I genuinely like? No. It is. I'm honestly putting it there more for some of the bigger cards, for more of the story than anything. I feel like it, yet again, another one that I think it would have benefited from having a block. I think that if you would have done the lead up to Volgrivoth taking over the plane and then the plane, I think that would have been a cool set to do. Like a cool 2 set to do. But overall, interesting idea, interesting concept, haunted house, horror theme, like big spooks. The glimmers were really cool. This is when we started seeing some of the fractured stuff, if I do remember correctly. I don't remember if we saw it in Bloomborough. I'm trying to think now. But a lot of it, though, I do remember seeing in Duskmourn. And I was thinking when it first came out, like, hey, this is actually really kind of cool. So, I like Duskmourn, but it's middle of the road for me, right? I can take it, I can leave it. It's kind of that sort of thing. And that's kind of how this is. For me, S tier is always going to be like, this is the best of the best. A tier is, it is the best, but I had an issue or two with it. B tier is like, okay, it's kind of just the middle of the road. I'm okay with it. I'm not, I don't hate it. I don't love it. C tier is like, it's like, I don't really mess with it. I know people do, but I don't. And D tier is just, yeah, this is trash. So just so everyone knows kind of where I'm at with this. Edge of Eternities, I'm going to put in B. Edge of Eternities is another one that I think greatly missed out on the opportunity to be in a set. I think if Edge of Eternities was a 2 or 3 set block, this would be massive. And I already know that a lot of people like it, but that's just a me thing. I think that if it was like that, it would be better. I wanted to make a white, maybe white black Space Army deck because I saw the design for them and I was like, those look cool. I want to make a deck based around them. And guess what? I can't do it. Now, I know what you guys are going to say. Yes, you can, Husky. You just got to use cards from other sets. I don't like building outside of sets. I like building within sets. I think it is a challenge, and I think it is more cool to do it that way. So, for me, I think that would have been a really cool thing. It would have been able to flesh out the story more. You could have done more cool things with it. You could have added more spaceships, because I don't think there's a whole lot of spaceships either, to be honest with you. So adding new mechanics for Station and all these new mechanics and everything. And it's like, cool, it's a one-set thing that we might see 5 years down the road. Like, ooh, cool, right? The next two. I'll do the next two. So the next two are also going to go in C tier, and you might sense a theme to an extent here. It's Fallout and it's Final Fantasy. Okay, it's Fallout and it's Final Fantasy. So you might be seeing a theme here, and it will play in more to one of the other tier lists we have later on. Fallout and Final Fantasy fit in the same category as me. Really excited that we're getting Universe Beyond sets because it brings in new eyes and new people to play the game. However, at the same time, two IPs that I don't really care about, and I don't mean that as in like, oh, I don't care about them. I mean, like, me personally, I'm not a Fallout fan. I liked the TV show, never played the games. Final Fantasy, remember playing it in high school at one point on a PlayStation 2 in someone's like basement. Outside of that, though, no, like, I think it's Yuffie. Yuffie's my favorite character. Like, outside of that, though, like, I ain't got no Final Fantasy. So, with both of these sets, I have no horse in the race. So, for me, that's why it's going down into C tier, because it's one of those things where I know other people love it. However, though, for me, it's just kind of there. And now we get to the Hypocrisy set. I'm going to word it like that, the Hypocrisy set. So the Hypocrisy set to me was Foundations. Foundations is going B tier. And I'm going to explain just fully why, and I'm going to make it very brief. Because like I said, I don't like here, when I said I don't like sets that just kind of put everything together and takes away from everything. Foundations is literally that. However, Foundations was the Magic trying to restart something and making a 5-year cycle of like, this is what Standard will be from this point on, and then making it a 5-year rotation and just changing up Foundations, which I thought was a very smart thing with where the game is at right now, with it being 30 plus years in. I thought that was very smart of them. Plus, a lot of the reprints they did were really cool. There was a lot of new cards they added that were really cool. I liked the anime jumpstart kind of cards they did. There's a couple in there that I really like that I'm still trying to buy right now. Because I don't buy a whole lot of singles. I should buy more singles, but I don't. So yeah, I like the idea of Foundations being a restart for Standard and going from there. So I know, like I said, a little bit of hypocrisy, but it also is a nice starting point for brand new players to get into the game, give them a thing of Foundations, and let them go. Now, we get to my first S tier, and I'm looking, maybe my only S tier. Haven't decided fully yet, but it's definitely one of them. It's the Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth. Now, I know what I just said a second ago about Doctor Who, Final Fantasy, and Fallout, right? Not massive IPs that I like. Lord of the Rings is a massive IP that I like. I have bought so much Lord of the Rings product, it is unreal. Behind me over here, we have all of them. You can't see the ones down low, mind you. But I have all of the scene boards. I bought all of those. I have every single one of the precons now. I have one of the One Rings. I have the One Ring in Elvish. This is the Ring of the Humans. I have one of those. Fantastic set. Some of my favorite cards in that set. The mechanics I love. This, like, Lord of the Rings is one of my biggest things, right? That's one of my big bigs. So for me, S tier. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I knew I was gonna love this, and I did. So, March of the Machines is gonna go A tier. March of the Machines is gonna go A tier. I bought a what was it? It was a I bought from March of the Machines. I bought a bundle, and in the bundle, I got Ragavan. And I was like, that's wild. I just pulled a $90 card from this. I've never had this much good luck before. To which then I said, I have some extra money. I'm going to buy a booster box. Because I haven't ever bought a booster box since 7th edition. That was the last booster box I bought with my friend Andre. Back in high school. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy a booster box. Bought a booster box, and I pulled another Ragavan. I thought March of the Machine was a cool ending for the Phyrexia All Will Be One sort of mini block there that we had, the 2-set block. I thought it was a great ending to it. The only things that I wished were, the only things that people don't like battles, the battle cards, they don't like those. I wish they would have killed off some bigger name Planeswalkers and made the stakes actually mean something. They killed off like a bunch of the Planeswalkers that genuinely no one cares about. And then the ones they didn't kill off, they've like made into like the story of we're gonna go find them sort of thing. Like, it would have been ballsy of them to just straight up like kill like Ajani, for instance. Kill Jace. Like, just straight up just kill them. Like, and that was my big issue, was more story than card-wise. Card-wise, I really liked it. The only thing that I thought was interesting was, and it's a common problem that I have with Magic these days, is the flavor text going through. So, like, you had certain mechanics that came out in Phyrexia All Will Be One that then they changed for March of the Machines. So now if I'm trying to build a deck using just those 2 sets, now I have these 2 themes that may not always contradict or work with each other, such as like the oil counters. Oil counters are only in one of them, weren't in the other one, and they were in almost every color. So it was one of those things where if I want to build monocolor, I can't. So I have to make it 2-color, which I don't want to do, sort of, you know what I mean? So that's my thing. A lot of my issues, as you can see, is from that. March of the Machine, the Aftermath is D tier. I don't think I need to talk about it. I think universally, this set is hated. Because it was just the most bullshit thing. I think this is where we started to kind of see the downfall of everything. Because these cards easily could have just been in here. Murders at Karlov Manor. I don't think I need to say much else. It's the same thing. Suddenly we're back on Ravnica. Everyone's excited that we're back on Ravnica. Suddenly everyone has a detective hat while on Ravnica. People don't like that. It was just a weird set. I mean, the clue stuff was kind of cool. Colonel Mustard is kind of a really cool card that I like. But outside of that, though, yeah, this stays here. You know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go S tier here. I'm gonna go S tier with Phyrexia All Will Be One. For me, I'm a massive fan of the Phyrexians. I love Phyrexia. I think all those cards look so freaking cool. I remember when they first started releasing the trailers to this, and it was mainly Dominaria United, where you had Ajani revealed that he was part Phyrexian and he was being completed. At that point, that's when I kind of was like, okay, I'm on board. Phyrexia All Will Be One, bringing in Planeswalkers and completing them was the coolest freaking thing. Some of my favorite cards are in that set. I have a lot of things that I want to build from that set, involving that set mainly. So, S tier for me. It's like I said, it was, to me, you had Dominaria United, you had Brothers War, not really, but kind of, but not really. Phyrexia All Will Be One, March of the Machines. Nice little block right there. And you can even go back further than that with Neon Dynasty, Capenna, and Kaldheim, where we saw Vorinclex, Jin-Gitaxias, and Urabrask, my boy, in those sets even. Right? So they were setting everything up. Outlaws of Thunder Junction, I'm putting in D. I have a friend, Spud. Sorry, Spud, but I'm going to call you out here. He loves this set. He just bought a booster box of it. I don't understand why he likes this set. My thing with this is that this is the same issue I have here is the same issue that I have with some kind of like some comic book stuff, where you get to a point in it and it's just like all we're seeing is cameo porn, as we're gonna call it, and yeah, that's kind of where we're at here. Is like it's just cameo porn. There's nothing really cool here. It's a cool idea that there's this desert like area where like outlaws go and there's like that sort of thing. But like the amount of characters that just randomly showed up out of nowhere because like, oh, they're outlaws now. And then you had like the outlaw mechanic, and you commit a crime, and if you're an outlaw, and then saddle up, and like it was too much. There was too much. They tried making this set really cool, and it didn't work. Set that they didn't need to forcefully try to make cool. That did really work. That is my final S tier is Tarkir Dragonstorm. Tarkir Dragonstorm to me was one of the coolest redos I have ever seen. Now, mind you, as well, from me personally, is also a big one because Tarkir was one of the sets that I came back to after college. I came back from college. I wanted to get back into Magic again. Tarkir was where I started. It was in Collins. It was Fate Reforged. Then it was Dragons. I'm an Obzon fan across the board. It's one of the first decks I actually took into a tournament in the town over from me. Into like a store tournament. Won the store tournament with this deck, with an Obzon deck. Where my whole objective was just like, hey, I'm just going to outlast everyone else. And we're just going to stay here and we're just going to do our thing, man. So that's one of the things that I really liked about that. And going back to Tarkir was really cool, seeing all of the way they changed it, the way that we're going back to the Khans being there instead of the dragons. We got new dragons, though. I really liked it. A lot of really strong, cool cards in it. So Tarkir was a good one for me. Lost Caverns of Ixalan. I'm going to put in B. A. Sorry. We're going to go A for Lost Caverns. Another set that I really liked, Jurassic Park, was also a mini collab kind of in this one. A mini Universes Beyond almost. There's some Jurassic Park cards in it. Ixalan, I think, is a really cool set because you have a lot of the... You have the three-color dragons, or the three-color dinosaurs, sorry. Three-color dinosaurs. You have white and black vampires, which has always been a really cool thing to me. The Conquistador vampires, which I actually bought the pre-con for this one. I really like the Conquistador aspect of it. But then also on top of that, you have like green and blue merfolk. We had the introduction of the cat warriors, which I can't remember their names now, but they're green and white. Those are really cool. I'd love to go back to Ixalan again and explore some more of these themes and some more of these characters, because I genuinely think Ixalan's a really cool set. I also forgot the pirates, which is blue, red, and black. Was there a red one then? Anyways, Ixalan was a set that I wish I had played. I've been playing for when it first came out. Like I said, I really like Conquistador vampires. I think Conquistador vampires are the cool vampires. And then the final one on this list is Wilds of Eldraine, and Wilds of Eldraine I'm going to put in B tier. Wilds of Eldraine I'm going to put in B tier for one simple reason. Wilds of Eldraine to me was that set where I was really excited for it. Because it looked cool. I liked the idea of what's the wording here? I like the idea of the Magic the Gathering version of Fairy Tales. I thought that was a really cool idea because I didn't play when Throne of Eldraine came out. So when Wilds of Eldraine came out, I was really excited for it. I thought it'd be really kind of cool. Yet again, though, it's one of those things where Wilds of Eldraine and Thrones of Eldraine, I don't feel like work well together. There are certain aspects that do, but there were certain things that didn't. I did buy a pre-con for this, the Fairy deck that was in this one. Massive fan of the Fairy deck from this one. I've been slowly working on it and tweaking it. And recently, when I was playing my good friend Booba, who's been on the channel before, talking about Magic with me, when we played recently, I kind of beat up on him a little bit with the fairies. So for the first time, it hasn't happened really before. But this is my tier list though, right here for 2023 through 2025. Now, mind you, there's still 2 sets left. We still have Spider-Man. We still have Avatar. As of right now, both of those sets, I would probably be putting in B tier and maybe C tier. Simply just because I'm like, Spider-Man's cool, but I ain't got the money for that shit. And so far, I haven't seen my favorite. I saw Mysterio card. There's Mysterio card come out. One Mysterio card come out. Excited about that. I haven't seen Chasm yet, so I'm not excited about that. And Avatar's a show I haven't watched, and I know a lot of people really love it. But the fact that that set blew out and just is completely sold out already is ridiculous, especially knowing the fact that most of the people that bought the set aren't Magic fans, aren't Avatar fans, and are just scammers, right? That's the big one for me. There are scalpers who are buying the sets, buying the packs, and then reselling them for 4 times the freaking price. I can't get behind that. So Booba, though, did buy some of it, so I'm going to be opening that from him, which is really excited. But, yeah, as of right now, like I said, I'll put those probably in B and C tier. So, but that's the tier list for sets. Next, though, we have Universes Beyond. Okay, so this is Universes Beyond now. So this is going all the way back. All the way back to the beginning stuff. So some of this stuff I haven't fully encountered myself. However, though, we're still going to put it up there based off of just kind of, you know, where I think it should be, right? Like that sort of thing. So we're going to start off Walking Dead. I'm going to go B tier Walking Dead. Very simple facts of why I'm going B tier with Walking Dead. I know that a lot of the cards got remade and they have magic versions of the cards. The main one that I'm trying to think of, let's see if this opens a web page over there or not. It did. Cool. Rick Grimes, MTG. Yeah, so I know that Rick Grimes' card got made into a real card, right? Yeah, Graymond Avison's Stalwart is Rick Grimes, right? So they finally started making this cards into inset cards, which is a really cool thing. They should have been doing that from the beginning anyway. But we got a lot of these cards that were like that. So with that being said, I think this is a solid, like, it's B, because it's where we will start. Stranger Things I'm also going to put in B. Now, am I a massive Stranger Things fan, you may be asking? No, I'm not. Has Husky actually watched Stranger Things? No, I have not. However, though, I do know, yet again, I think Stranger Things, they also did in-universe as well. I may or may not be looking to make sure I'm seeing this right now. Oh yeah, right here. So, yeah, so like, Mind Flayer, the Shadow, was Arnavak's Mind Flail. So it looks like they did, let's see, Lucas the Sharpshooter, Universes Within is Bjorna, Nightfall Alchemist. Alright, kind of weird that they made the black kid into an old white lady. I don't know how I feel about that one. Let's see here. Where's Chief Jim Hopper? Who did Chief become? He became Sophia Spear Sage Deserter. So as you can see, they made a lot of these cards into other ones. Really kind of cool that they started putting them in. But like I said, these are cards that I think are... they're good. However, this is the beginning, right? We can get better. We can get worse. Arcane I'm going to put there too. And honestly, you know what? Now that I'm looking at this, I'm looking at my sheet here. You know, I'm just going to do this. Arcane, Street Fighter both go there. Both of them big IPs. Both of them are solid sets. Arcane, I think, was mainly just spells from the looks of it. Like, I'm trying to look at this right now because, like I said, these are all from way before I got back into Magic. So I'm trying to look to make sure on my screen here. See, instant enchantment, instant sorcery. Oh, and they're just, wait a minute, they just... oh, these are just... never mind. Arcane goes C tier. Arcane goes C tier simply because they're the normal cards. They just have the artwork. They just have Arcane artwork. Yeah, that goes... yeah, I'm fine with doing that. Now, Arcane goes C tier because of that. Like, if they actually did, like, hey, these are the cards for... these are Arcane cards, but at the same time, though, they become, you know, they have in-universe stuff, then yeah, I'm fine with that. And that's why I'm still leaving Street Fighter where it is, because already I just looked. E-Honda Sumo Champion is also Balden Century Herdmaster. Let's see here. Where's Zangief? Zangief is also Maraca, the Brutal Gladiator. So they made these cards into in-universe cards, and I think for me, personally, for Husky, that is a big one with these early ones, is making them in-universe things, then you don't have to have... because, like, I'm going to be honest with you. Chun-Li, Countless Kicks versus Zephyr, Arcane, Blade Master. To me, both of those cards are the same freaking thing. Because I don't care about Street Fighter. Never have, right? So that's my thing. So we're going to leave that there. Arcane goes first C tier. It's joined very quickly, though, by Fortnite because it's Fortnite. And this was the joke at this point. Because we had these ones here. And I think the joke at this point, if I do recall and remember correctly, was us all joking, haha, Magic will eventually become the Fortnite of trading cards. Fast forward since this came out, and oh boy, do we not realize how on the nose that statement was, because hoo-wee. I think the first, this has to be an S tier. It has to be. It's Warhammer. It's 40k. I think this is where shit started to get serious for for Magic with Universes Beyond. I think Warhammer 40k is when it got serious. At this point, this is when it's like, okay, we have something we can do here. People like this. Let's try and ride this out and see what we can get out of this and what we can do with this, right? So Warhammer, the precons are still going for absurd amount of money as of right now, even. So it's one of those things where, yeah, you gotta just you gotta give them their props here. You got to give them their props with it. Sorry, I'm also looking at something right now because I wanted to see, is there? No, okay. You got to give them the props with this. It's a very small, like, Warhammer's becoming a larger IP now, right? However, though, I think they were genuinely surprised at how much people liked these and how strong these decks are. Even my buddy, but both Nick and Booba both have, or DeNutte and Booba both have the Necron decks, and that deck is still strong to this day. Transformers, I'm going to put here. Transformers is a lot of new cards. More Than Meets the Eye was the main mechanic of it, which is really kind of, that's kind of cool. They're all flip cards, so on one side it's the hero, on the other side it's them turned into the vehicle. Really cool concept. Everybody loves Transformers. It's Transformers, bro. Like, I don't think I need to say much more than that. Do I see the cards played a whole lot? No. Do I see people buying the cards or talking about the cards a whole lot? No. Do I know that people use them and do really cool things with them? Oh yeah, I do, right? But overall, though, yeah. The next one's interesting because it's just this. I'm gonna put this in A tier simply just because I'm kind of. It's weird how it's worded on here, but it's D&D. Dungeons and Dragons in MTG, I feel like, is multiple projects now. Right? It's not just like a singular thing, because we have Adventures in the Forgotten Realm. We have what is it? We have Adventures in the Forgotten Realm. We have Baldur's Gate, and we have a bunch of secret layers of it. So I'm putting it in A tier because there's just so much of it, and it's a lot of really cool cards, a lot of really cool mechanics. I genuinely really like it. I think the artwork on a lot of the cards is cool, and it's yet again, it's that thing of starting to bring in other IPs that make sense. Dungeons and Dragons makes sense for old school Magic, but it also makes sense in the frame of like bringing in new people. I don't know if I worded that right, but brings in more eyes and gets more eyes on the card game. I like it. I think it's cool. Dungeons and Dragons, A tier. This next one's S tier. We already talked about it earlier. It's Lord of the Rings. Don't need to go back into it. This next one, though, I don't know a whole lot about, so let me quickly. Okay, so this was a secret layer, based off of a book set, I do believe. Yes, based off of a book set. The cards look cool. I'm going to put Creepshow in C tier. I'm going to put Creepshow in C tier. The cards look cool. It's a cool looking cards, right? But at the end of the day, though, I'm going to try and keep my... at least I'm going to attempt to. Let me rephrase it like that. I'm going to attempt to keep my... the way that I'm doing this the same. So it's the same thing. It's already cards we have, just with the Creepshow on top of it. Does that mean it's bad? No, it doesn't. But at the same time, though, it would be cool to see these cards getting their own. Like, if we're gonna do a Universes Beyond, give us an actual Universes Beyond. If you want to do, I mean, mind you as well, this was Secret Layer, so oops. But I would like to have seen, if they're gonna do something like this, do it like this. And this is where it gets a little bit controversial, because I'm also gonna put Evil Dead in C tier because it's the same thing. I'm looking at it right now. Ash, Destined Survivor, is the Pure Steel Paladin. Linda Candrel Queen is Lauren Lich Queen. Cabin of the Dead is Field of the Dead. Like, you could have done these as their own card sets. You could have done Ash as his own card, his hand as his own card, his own equipment card, right? There could have been so many cool things I think you could have done with the Evil Dead. So seeing it like this is actually, I think it is a lost chance, especially with one of the ones we have coming up here, where they do kind of do that. They do add it so it's like its own separate thing. Oh man, I'm really backing myself in a corner now that I look at this, because if I'm going to keep the same approach, which I am up until one of these ones here in a little bit, Princess Bride also goes C. Princess Bride is universally loved across the board. All of the cards are just recolors and reprints of everyone else. Wesley Dread Pirate Roberts is Flynn Fanbearer. Is that a bad thing? No, it is not. However, though, if I'm going to see Universe Beyond cards, I want to see Universe Beyond cards. To me, this is a secret layer. It's a secret layer of a Universe Beyond, mind you, and that's how Universe Beyond began, was with Secret Layer. But I like Universe Beyond now being more of the big IPs, having their own unique cards, that sort of thing. Which brings us to our next, I'm going to say A tier, because I want to. It's Jurassic Park. The Jurassic Park stuff was dope. It was really cool, because all of these cards, not all of them, I don't want to mislabel myself here, because of course I'm just kind of looking to make sure, while also, you know, a lot of the secret layer cards for Jurassic, I guess this is Jurassic World. But the Jurassic Park ones for Universe Beyond were all, not reprints. I don't know what you would call them. Reskins? Are we going to get reskins? Is that what we're going to go with? Is that the word I'm going to use right now? Reskins? So the Universe Beyond stuff was all reskins, right? For instance, the Tyrannosaurus Rex was a Tali Primal Storm. However, though, in the actual base set, which we talked about earlier in Ixalan, they actually did release, like, Ia Malcolm, Chaos Titian, Indominus Rex, the Indoraptor, Ellie and Alan, right? So they actually released their own original cards, which I thought was really cool. He shows a lot of love for these things, and it's why I'm going to be putting Tomb Raider in B, because Tomb Raider did a little bit of both. I don't think I would have put Tomb Raider in A, as much as I love Tomb Raider. I don't think I would have put Tomb Raider in A. Tomb Raider, though, I think had some really cool cards in it. I have a couple of them. I would like to get all of them. And then I remember reading the Lara Croft Tomb Raider card, and this is why I said it's kind of weird. Because you have Ash from Evil Dead, it doesn't get his own original card. You have Lara Croft from Tomb Raider, gets her own card. Right? But with that being said, though, I remember seeing the Lara Croft card and being like, wow, this is a really cool card. I want to build around this. I have an idea of how I can build around this. And then I got colors mixed up in my brain. And, yeah. I wasn't able to build around it. So, but Tomb Raider goes B tier. This next one is going D. I don't care. Clue goes D. It's just a lot of reskins of lands. There's a bunch of original cards that only came in a bundle. Yes, you had to buy the bundle. Like I said, Colonel Mustard was one of them. Which, don't get me wrong, Colonel Mustard as a card itself is a sick card. So Colonel Mustard is 3 colorless, Boros. He's a human soldier. He's a 5/5. He has vigilance. Other soldiers you control have vigilance, trample, and haste. 2 colorless, and Boros. Until end of turn, soldiers you control gain when this creature attacks and deals 1 damage to the defending player. A really cool freaking card. However, though, you can only get it in the special Clue edition of Murders at Carl Manor. It felt really weird and forced. If this was one of the first forced universes Beyond that I think we've had, where it didn't sit right to an extent. Like it felt like Clue and the entire idea and concept of Karlov Manor were linked together, and then it was just kind of shit show since then. So, Fallout is next. Fallout I'm gonna put in B. Like I said earlier in the other one, Fallout was kind of one of those ones where it was hit, it was miss, it was cool, it wasn't cool. It all depends on who you are. This next one, I'm going to... do I stay with my rule? No, I'm going to stay with my ruling here. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to. It's Hatsune Miku. Miku goes C tier. It's a lot. The artwork on the cards looks fantastic, but yet again, it is just more reskins of cards we already own. So if you like Hatsune Miku, cool. Go get the Hatsune Miku version. I want the Hatsune Miku version of a couple of the cards. However, if you don't, just go buy the normal version of the card then. Like, you know. Don't know why this is on this list as Universes Beyond, because it's, yeah. But they have done a couple of them, though. So I will say that. Maybe that's why. Assassin's Creed, we already went over. I put that in B tier. I think it is solid. Also, I think I put this in C tier. But right now, it doesn't meet... yeah, no, we'll leave it here. We'll leave it here for right now. Assassin's Creed... Actually, you know what? If it's Universes Beyond only, I'll put Assassin's Creed up to A then. Simply just because I put this here. So we'll put Assassin's Creed up to A. Like I said, were there faults with the set? Yes. Overall, though, I liked it because it's Assassin's Creed. And it's my set, so yeah. Get effed. Basically completely destroying all of the things I've said for the last 15 minutes and becoming a total hypocrite. Monty Python goes S tier. Those cards are hilarious. I don't care what anyone says. Easily one of the coolest secret layers we've been given in recent times. And overall, I don't think anyone can really hate that I'm doing that. But maybe you can. Who knows? Don't care. I'm putting Monty Python up to S because it's Monty Python. I'm still upset that I wasn't able to get some of them, and I'm hoping eventually, someday down the line, I will be able to. Ghostbusters is going to go down to C tier because I'm going to be honest with you, don't really care. Like, I would almost put it in D tier, but at the same time, I'm looking right now, and I know they did an entire... Like, it's all secret layer stuff, but I know they did an entire thing with Slimer, and Slimer's hilarious, so I'm going to keep it in C tier. I have Marvel Studios next, and I'm going to put... I'm going to put Marvel Studios in B. I'm assuming Marvel Studios means that one little set, or not the secret layer that we got with Cap, Iron Man, Storm, and Wolverine. That's what I'm going to assume. I'm going to put it in B. There's a lot of things in that I thought were really cool, and there's a lot of things in that I thought were really broken. But it was showing the beginnings of what we're eventually going to be getting here with the Marvel collab that we are getting full on. Speaking of the Marvel collab we're getting full on, just because it's next on this list, it isn't next, but it is on this list. Spider-Man is also going to go B tier. Actually... Yeah, no, Spider-Man will go B tier. Spider-Man looks interesting, but I don't think there was enough unique things in it for me, as of right now, from what I'm seeing. For instance, I thought it would be a cool idea in the Spider-Man set to have Venom be a counter or a token. So like you put a symbiote counter on a card, or you attach a symbiote token to a card, right? And then it flips that card over, so that way then you can have Eddie Brock as Venom, Eddie Brock this as Venom, Eddie Brock this as this, right? You could do Gwen, Venom, Gwen, Venom, Gwen. Like, you could do these different card flips, almost like what we have with werewolves. And then on the backside, I was going to have a leveling system. Because as you know, the longer symbiote it's attached to the host, the stronger it gets. So it's going to have then a level up system on the backside. That's what I thought would be kind of cool. It would be unique, I thought, and it would be a different thing. It would be a different, unique thing for just Spider-Man and just symbiotes alone. We got web slinging, which seems interesting. You return a tapped creature to put another one out on the field. It kind of feels like ninjutsu to an extent, but it's just a Spider-Man take on it. It feels like I need to look more into it. But Spider-Man, I'm putting B tier. Final Fantasy, I'm going to put A tier. While looking at this list right now, Final Fantasy, I'm putting A tier for one simple reason and one simple reason alone. Final Fantasy in day one of release, so $200 million. Worth of product. $200 million of product in day one. So I'm putting that in that tier because it's just like, how can you fight against that? Right? How can you be mad about that? That's just insane. That's just insane numbers. So we're gonna put that there. There are a lot of really cool cards, and I know a lot of people really like the Final Fantasy set. I've thought about buying a precon for it, but I still haven't decided if I want to, simply just because I'm not a massive Final Fantasy fan. So I haven't decided yet, but Final Fantasy, cool set. This one I'm going to put in I'm going to put it in C tier for right now. I'm going to click on my other monitor real quick, and I'm going to look. SpongeBob SquarePants. The collab that none of us thought we should have, yeah, it's gonna go C tier. The collab that none of us expected to see. Let's just be honest here. This is kind of where the Fortnite aspect of it was like, okay, now we're really just doing anything. We're collabing with anyone and everything. Okay. The fact that like I can play SpongeBob, you can play Captain America, he can play Sauron, and over there we have Sephiroth is just kind of, you know, and then I'm going to play Optimus Prime, and Optimus Prime is going to attack Ash, and then Ash is going to attack the Indoraptor, but the Indoraptor is already being attacked by a Tyrannid. Like, this SpongeBob's where the Fortnite joke kind of now is, like, was added to another level. The only really cool thing that I did like about this was the counter spell, where it's like C, little O, big U, little N. They did the counter spell, that sort of thing. I thought that was hilarious. And the last one I'm going to go with is Avatar. I'm going to put it in A tier for right now. Avatar is another one, like I said earlier. I don't know a huge amount about Avatar. I'm not going to lie. I am a complete idiot when it comes to Avatar. However, though, I know Avatar is a massive set. I know everybody is really excited for this. I know it sold out very quickly because I couldn't even get my hands on a collection booster for it, which I've done every single year since I found out I could buy a pre-order collection boosters off of Amazon. Wasn't able to get one because it sold out that fast. But I'm excited to make an earthbending deck. I'm excited to get Toph. And I think it is going to be a big hit, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get my hands on a collector booster for not the price of one of my kidneys, because I kind of like my kidneys. So, but there's my tier list for Universes Beyond. Obviously, there's some probably missing, and there's some that, you know, on here that I don't really think should be, like, you know, Hatsune Miku, Creepshow, because like Chucky isn't on here. There's another one that I'm thinking of right now as well that isn't on here. Oh, what's the other one? Anyways, there's another one I can't think of it right now. But that's the Universes Beyond, though. The next one is going to be a very quick one because it's potential Universes Beyond things. So, potential Universes Beyond things. So, as you can see here, there is 5 categories. We're not going to be using all 5. It's happening, not happening, who knows. I'm actually going to do this as well. Can I move this? There we go. Happening, who knows, not happening. That's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to tell you this right now. All of these tier lists are on Tier Maker. I just kind of found some, threw them together, started rocking and rolling. So, with that being said, this one, as I look at it right now, I'm going to be breaking it down a little bit. Okay, so the first one up is, I'm going to say who knows. I'm going to say who knows. Simply, this is the only reasoning that I have. Pokemon. Hear me out. Hear me the F out. I'm only saying who knows for one reason only. We've gotten Fortnite, we've gotten SpongeBob, we've gotten Marvel. It would not surprise me if Pokemon gave Magic the kind of like, not the rights, but allowed them to do a singular set of, like a singular set or a secret layer of just like some of the big things. Ash, Pikachu, Mewtwo, Mew, Professor Oak, a Pokemon Center, a Pokeball. Like, doing something like that with a small little thing, like a secret layer. I would not be surprised if we see it eventually, within 5-10 years. However, though, do I also believe it will happen? No, I do not. But who knows, because what else? We've already seen the other ones. These next 2, I'm going to put in not happening. And that's Mickey Mouse and the gang, and Winnie the Pooh and the gang. And the reason why I'm going to put both of those in there, just right off rip, just bang bang. And also, I'm going to put the Disney princesses in there. Is there any other major Disney ones? No, okay. I'm putting those there because Disney has Lorcana. Lorcana, from what I've heard, because also, I have Lorcana there. I'm actually getting out of Lorcana here soon. But from what I've heard, Lorcana is kind of dying to an extent. But at the same time, though, Lorcana trying to make itself a big thing isn't now suddenly going to do a crossover with Magic. It's not going to happen. The card games are too similar. I just don't see it happening. Like it's that simple. I just don't see it happening. Same thing with this next one, which is Star Wars. I don't see Star Wars happening with Magic either. Star Wars has Star Wars Unlimited, which I've heard is actually doing decently well. So, like, this, I don't see happening. This next one, though, I do, in a very certain way. And I'm wearing a shirt right now, right? This is the one Magic the Gathering shirt I have. This is my Strixhaven shirt. Strixhaven? Yes, this is my Strixhaven shirt. This is my Silver Quill, because I am part of Silver Quill, right? With that being said, Harry Potter. I see Harry Potter happening simply for the fact that we are getting the secrets of Strixhaven next year. I could see Harry Potter being put into it as like the Jurassic Park. I could see it happening as like a secret layer to go along with it. It makes too much sense when we already have it in-house. We already have Strixhaven, and now we're going back to Strixhaven to not potentially, hey, let's throw Harry Potter in there because, you know, we can, right? I think this would be a cool thing to do, and I genuinely would be interested to see what they would do with it. Whether they would do original cards or whether they would do like the reskin, like what we've done earlier. But either way, though, I think this is a happening. It all just depends on when, that sort of thing. This next one as well, I'm going to agree with. I'm going to go Barbie. I can just see this being a mini secret layer. I don't think I got to say much else. I think I just see Barbie is secret layer. Yeah. I'm going to go who knows for DC. I'm going to go who knows for DC simply for one reason alone. I think it would be very odd for Magic the Gathering to own the IPs for trading cards for both, or not own, but be borrowing / owning / not owning the IPs for both Marvel and DC. Would it be cool to see? Oh, hell yeah, it would be cool to see. I just don't see it happening, though. That's the big thing. I just don't see it happening. It would be interesting to see, though, because I would like to see what they would do for certain mechanics, because I am a DC fan more than a Marvel fan. So that's why I'm going to put it in Who Knows. I think this one is almost a guarantee at some point. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It makes too much sense. I would do a mini set similar to Assassin's Creed, and I think you could get away with doing that too, with how much lore there is in TMNT. Because you could do each one of their, you could do each one of the turtles. Then there's Splinter. There's all the bad guys. There's the foot soldiers. There's all sorts of equipment stuff you can do. There's humans you can do. There's just random like, hey, the city, these pedestrians, this world, this, the equipment, right? Like I think a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles mini set similar to Assassin's Creed would be really cool to see. Plus, also, I think that a commander deck with this would I would do a couple commanders, like maybe 3, because I think a Splinter deck would be cool. Now I gotta think real quick. Hold up a second. I need to let me. Yes, if you did a Splinter deck that's 5 colored or 4 colors, with each one of them being related to a different turtle, right? And then each turtle being a singular color or 2 colors, I think that'd be really cool. Then you could do a Shredder, and then you could do some of the other villains, maybe even. But I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle deck, not deck, but mini set, I think would be solid. Maybe multiple secret layers, like that sort of thing. Looney Tunes, I'm going to go Who Knows. There's a lot you can do with this. I think if they did do this, it would be multiple secret layers. But, honestly, James Bond, I could see this happening. I could see 007 happening. There's a lot that you can pull from. There's a lot there. Yet again, another mini set. Out of all of these, the only one I think you could do a big set for would be Harry Potter. But like I said, you already have in-universe Harry Potter with Strixhaven. It makes more sense to just do that. But I could see James Bond 007 being a mini set. Peanuts not happening. If it does, it's going to be a secret layer. So I'm just going to throw that just not happening. This one's interesting. I'm gonna go happening. World of Warcraft. I think World of Warcraft would be a big set, similar and akin to what we're getting with Spider-Man, Avatar, Final Fantasy, Lord of the Rings, like that sort of a big set, right? I could see that for World of Warcraft. There's definitely enough. There's enough material there. And I think it would be really cool to see what sort of cards they would do for this. Plus, also, I think it would be kind of cool to see what sort of tie-in between the two we would have, right? I know that World of Warcraft has Hearthstone, so there is that, but still would be cool. Who knows for Star Trek? And I'm going to say this. I was surprised when they released Edge of Eternities. I was surprised they didn't do a mini set for Star Trek or a secret layer for Star Trek, because that was one of the things that I had talked about with my friend Jagger, who has been on the podcast before and is a big Magic player as well. Genuinely surprised that they didn't do something with Star Trek, because I think it was a missed opportunity that they could have done. The next one is GTA. That's not happening. That's not going to happen. Dragon Ball I'm going to put in who knows, because I think Dragon Ball falls into the same category as Dragon Ball falls in the same category as like Pokemon, potentially even to an extent. Lorcana, but more in the Pokemon sense, where Dragon Ball has its own card game. However, I could see them doing something as a mini collab to get some of the cards in, like maybe a secret layer or something. Who knows though? But I would say who knows. Demon Slayer, I'm gonna say who knows. I just started watching Demon Slayer. I just finished season 1. I'm about to watch the first movie. I think the Demon Slayer could be a really cool set. However, though, I also know that Demon Slayer is in Union Arena. So it's one of those things where a lot of these card games, these other card games, are already getting these IPs to an extent. So I don't know if Magic would ever, and also I don't know if Magic would ever do a full-on, like a big set or even a mini set for an anime. It'd be cool to see them do it, but I don't know if they would. If they did do it, I wouldn't be surprised if Naruto is at the top of the board. Which also I'm surprised now that I look at this list. Little bit of a spoiler for you guys. Naruto isn't on this. Power Rangers, who knows? Actually, no, Power Rangers happening. I'm gonna say this would be a secret layer or like like a special guest in-universe thing. This would be cool to see Power Rangers. Have just morphers. Morphin time. Everyone switches. Give me a Tommy. Let's go. Actually, now I want this to happen. Super Mario, I'm gonna put who knows. Because it's the same thing as all these other ones. Massive IP. Could it happen? Yes. Could it happen? Yes. Will it happen? No. Who knows? It'd be cool to see. I think a Bowser card would be kind of cool. I could see this being maybe like a decently big secret layer that eventually they make in universe, like Street Fighter. But I think this would be kind of cool. The next one's Pixar. I'm just gonna say not happening. I just don't see this mixing. And now that I think about it as well, yeah, I could see Pixar leaning more towards Lorcana, right? Because of it being Disney Pixar, right? Than anything. Because like I'm trying to look, and I know that I'm seeing a lot of Incredibles. I'm seeing Up. I'm seeing Dory, but I am seeing like Lotso right there and Forky, and I do know that Lorcana is getting Toy Story eventually. So with that being said, I'm just gonna say not happening. Fast and the Furious, let's just say it's not happening. If it didn't happen for Eighth Drift, it's not gonna happen. It's not happening. Pirates of the Caribbean, who knows? I would think that'd be kind of cool. I think a Davy Jones card would be cool to have. So, Sesame Street, not happening. This one, I'm not so sure what the name of it is fully. Kamen Rider? Is that what it is? Is this Kamen Rider? No, it's not Kamen Rider. It looks like Kamen Rider. But it's not Kamen Rider. Is it Ultraman? Is that it? Ultraman. Ultraman. Okay, Ultraman. Ultraman I'm going to say is who knows. Because I think it is a big enough IP where it definitely could happen, but I think it is not a big enough IP where it could happen. It's one of those weird ones, right? I don't know why they put The Office on this list, but no. Just no. And then the last three I'm all going to go happening because I could just see it happening eventually. And that's they're all kind of similar vein themes. It's Predator, it's Alien, and it's Terminator. I can see all those happening. Right. I can see all three of them happening. I think they would all be able to easily fit within Magic, and they could potentially, right, work well in universe. So, but there we go. There's my tier lists that I randomly found on Tier Maker. I'll leave the links to all of them down in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. What did you guys think of this? Did you like this? Did you not like this? Would you like to see more of these with different topics? Let me know down in the comments down below. And also, let me know what your thoughts were on this and what your ideas and thoughts were on the three different things between the tier lists of the sets, the universe beyond that we have, and the potential universes beyond, right? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below, right? Next week, I'm not sure who we have. I don't think it is DeNutte because, like I said, the boy is moving. So with him moving, he's got all sorts of stuff going on. He's a busy boy. So we're going to get someone on. I don't know who yet, but we're going to get someone on. So, but that'll be a nice little surprise for next time. So, depending on where you are, morning, afternoon, evening, night, stay out, stay safe, and we'll talk to y'all later. Okay, bye.